It's the Real News Network. I'm Sharmini Pires coming to you from Baltimore. This week, the recently formed and UN-supported unity government of Libya announced that it succeeded in driving out Islamic State fighters out of the town of Sirte. It achieved this success with the help of U.S. airstrikes, which the Obama administration approved on August 1st. Joining us now to discuss all of this is Vijay Prashad. Vijay is the George and Martha Kellner Chair in South Asian History and Professor of International Studies at Trinity College. He's the author of some 20 books, including Arab Spring, Libyan Winter, and the forthcoming, or actually now published book, The Death of a Nation and the Future of the Arab Revolution. Thanks for joining us, Vijay.
Pleasure.
So, Vijay, what happened in Sirte this week and what does it mean for Libya?
Well, it's not clear what happened, but from what is being reported from Sirte, the Bunyan Marsus Operations Center, which is essentially the renamed militia from the town of Misrata, claims to have taken the Ouagadougou Center, which is a main, so let's say, conference-type hall in the center of Sirte, which is a highly, militarized building with bunkers and such like. They also say they have taken the university. Now, helped along, of course, by 28 U.S. airstrikes on the town of Sirte. What's interesting about what is being reported, because after all, even the Government of National Unity in Tripoli hasn't said that Sirte has been taken by the Misrata militia, but nonetheless, what has been reported suggests that the fighting was minimal in the final stages. Now, this is something I think people need to bear in mind. The Misrata militia had held Sirte before ISIS fighters came from Tunisia and from the eastern side of Libya to seize the town and declare it the main city of ISIS in North Africa. And now the Misrata militia has taken the city back. It seems to me, rather than having killed a large number of ISIS fighters, once more under cover of massive aerial bombardment, ISIS fighters have fled the city and they've gone elsewhere. This has been exactly what they've been doing in large parts of Iraq and Syria, and this is what they had done previously when they were confronted in parts of Libya. So it seems likely that Sirte has been taken by the militia of Misrata, but it's unlikely that ISIS has been obliterated.
Now, the U.S. bombing assistance here apparently, of course, helped all of this. How involved is the U.S. in all of this?
Well, there were 28 bombing raids that were declared. The United States said in briefings that the targets that they were going after were mainly heavy artillery. For instance, that ISIS had control of several tanks and had used those tanks to block the advance of the Misrata militia, so that the U.S. airstrikes were essentially used to take out tanks and other fortifications of ISIS. So, we don't really know what indeed has happened on the ground. There's very little independent verification. We'll wait till reporters start entering Sirte to better understand what the bombing had done. But certainly what it appears is that the ISIS fighters have left Sirte rather than made some kind of final stand to defend the city. As I said, this is the modus operandi of ISIS. They haven't made a final stand anywhere. Anytime they get bombed, they're like a pendulum, they shift elsewhere. They are highly mobile and they haven't been waiting to fight the final battle at this point. In ISIS literature, they say that in the northern town of Syria, in Dabiq, which has resonances in Islamic mythology and in the Quran, they say that there they will take their final stand against the West. But thus far, whether it's been in Palmyra in Syria or elsewhere, they basically, when they come under attack and they feel that the odds are against them, they quit their positions and go elsewhere. So I think we should have a sober understanding of what has taken place in Sirte. I think it's premature to say that ISIS has been defeated in Libya. What is clear is that Sirte is most likely being taken by the Misrata militia, but it's not clear where ISIS has gone.
All right. Vijay, thank you so much for that insight, and it was good to have you. and we'll look forward to your report next week.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you for joining us on the Real News Network.